All right, everyone. So today we're going to be working on paragraph 2 of your essay. So you should have done your introduction. If you're not done with your introduction, I still want you to work on paragraph 2 today. You can go back to your introduction once you are finished with this paragraph. Okay, so first things first, we're going to open up a couple of different assignments within Google Classroom. All right, the first one you're going to open up is your essay itself. So the actual slides for your essay. You're going to open that up. Then you are going to open up your textual evidence tracker. So you're going to have two assignments open with this video. All right, you're going to have to toggle back and forth between the two assignments. All right, so yesterday you completed your introduction. So you did your hook, your background information, and you copied your thesis statement. Remember, your thesis statement has your two reasons lined up in it. So your thesis statement should read just like this. While intolerance in the past is different from intolerance in the present because blank, it is also the same because blank. So what I want you to do is I want you to highlight these two things that you put in the blank because those are going to be the topics of your body paragraphs. So whatever your first reason is, go ahead and highlight that in yellow. And whatever your second reason is, I want you to go ahead and highlight that in green. That way you know which paragraph is which. So highlight the first one in yellow, highlight the second one in green. For paragraph 2, we're going to be focusing on where it's highlighted in yellow. All right, so clicking on the next slide, slide 3 for paragraph 2, we're going to start by restating our claim. Now, we remember from our thesis statement last week that our claim is that there are similarities and differences between intolerance in the past and present. So we're going to restate our claim and we're going to answer with our first reason. Our first reason is what we highlighted here in yellow. So think about the yellow as your first reason. Think about the green as your second reason. So what we highlighted in yellow is going to go in place of our answer. So first thing we need to do is restate our claim. Intolerance in the past is similar or is different. That's the first thing we listed, right? In our thesis statement, our first claim is that it's different from intolerance in the present because so intolerance in the past is different from intolerance in the present because. So what is that reason that we listed? Why is intolerance in the past different from intolerance in the present? Is it because it was more private than public? What did you list as your first reason? So go ahead and pause your video, and then come back to this once you've typed that in. All right, now that you have typed in this reason, you have your whole first sentence. Your restated answer should just be one complete sentence, should not be more than one sentence. Now we're going to move on to cite. So we have RAC. Remember, we're typing a race paragraph. So we're going to move on to citing our evidence. We need evidence that supports what our restated answer is, that supports this topic. So if we wrote that intolerance in the past is different from intolerance in the present because it is more private than public, then we need to find evidence that shows it was more private than public. So we're going to cite evidence here. To cite evidence, we always want to use the sentence stem according to, and we're going to put the article title here. So which article are you pulling this information from? Is it the Benjamin Watson Facebook post? Is it the article Intolerance Throughout History? In paragraph blank, and then you would cite your evidence. So instead of opening up these assignments all over again, we did have an assignment we did that would help us find the evidence, and that was our textual evidence tracker. So we're going to go back to our textual evidence tracker, and we're going to look and see, did we cite any evidence that would support what we said? Did we cite any evidence that supports our claim for this paragraph, that intolerance in the past is different from intolerance in the present? If you did, you can just grab that sentence and copy and paste it right into here. All right, so go ahead and pause your video, find your evidence, and then come back to it when you're done. All right, now that you have found your evidence, you're going to move on to explaining your evidence. When we explain our evidence, we need to explain how the evidence supports our claim for this paragraph. So how does this evidence, this thing that we cited up here, support what we wrote up here? A good way to start would be this shows that. What is it showing? And you're not just going to summarize your evidence. It's super important that you do not do that. You are not just going to summarize your evidence. You are going to explain how the evidence supports your claim. So this shows that intolerance in the past is different because what? So go ahead and pause. All right, now that you have filled this in, you have another piece of evidence to cite, and you are supporting the same claim. So how or what piece of evidence would show that intolerance in the past is different from intolerance in the present? So according to the article title, and then the paragraph number, then a comma, then quotation marks, and then you'll cite your evidence. So you can go back to your textual evidence tracker to help you cite your evidence, and then explain how that evidence supports your claim. Okay, so go ahead and fill in your cite, fill in your explain, and then pause the video, then come back to it once you're done. All right, I want to come back up to show you guys an example of what your paragraph could look like. So when you restate, I'm going to give you just an example. If you have different reasons, then yours is going to look a little different. Intolerance in the past is different from intolerance in the present because it used to be more private than public. So that's what I'm trying to claim this whole time. It used to be more private than public. So I went back to the textual evidence tracker and I grabbed a piece of evidence. According to Intolerance Throughout History in paragraph 3, this organized process of capturing, imprisoning, torturing, and murdering millions of Jewish Europeans was known as the Holocaust. So this sentence supports my claim, and I'm going to explain how it supports my claim. It doesn't directly say it was more private than public. I need to do that explaining. This shows that millions of people died before anyone stopped the Nazi Party in Germany. So I'm really focusing on the fact that it was millions of people that died. That's showing that it was more private because it was millions. Today, the people that are dying from intolerance are fewer than 1 million because everyone knows about it. That's showing how today it's more public. So in your explanation, you need to show the difference between past and present. If you have any questions, please make sure you type them in the chat. Please make sure you ask me. I want you guys to try this on your own. If it's a little difficult for you, I'm more than happy to help you. Just remember, you need to use the resources at your disposal. Okay? Good luck. I know you guys can do it, and good luck.